to be reacting to a series of pictures. So this is your first picture.
Malaysian culture. So I think the picture depicts a very lively and colorful Malaysian culture.
Okay. I've been there. This was Malaysia, right?
Yeah.
I saw their culture. It's very colorful. It's very beautiful, and I've been experiencing a lot of festivals there. So it's quite big, nice.
I think it's a manifestation of how cultural the ASEAN community is.
The picture shows how culturally diverse Asia is.
So the second picture you're gonna be reacting to is this of Myanmar.
I think also the same with the other picture, the first picture. It's a manifestation of how cultural and even multicultural the ASEAN community is.
How about this one with Myanmar?
Is this Ilani kon? Ilani culture or something?
Yes.
Dress code or something like that?
Their toys.
It's their toys. It's like a puppet.
Yeah.
I like to have this kind of dolls future. If I'll go to Myanmar soon.
I think that picture really depicts the unique culture of Myanmar because it shows puppets, so it's one of a kind.
It also shows how multicultural Asia is.
How about this one with the Philippines?
It shows how the Asian nation is very diverse in terms of its culture and its economic life.
So what can you see in this picture?
I think it's a family eating in the street with leftover foods.
How do you feel about that?
It's very sad because if you can see some Asian nations are very progressive while some countries are not.
It speaks of how diverse and how different and how varied the development situation of each ASEAN country is.
I've been seeing this a couple of times. I mean, every day in the street. Absolutely poverty.
Absolute poverty.
Yes, and then
In relation, what else can you say?
if I see those kind of things, I relate it to Philippines and India most likely.
And India.
I think that as a Filipino, it shows it's a normal event to see that picture wherein a lot of people live near the bridges in the streets. So it shows that in the Philippines there are really poor people living in the streets.
So how do you compare it to this picture with Thailand?
Wow, I'm really shocked that that picture depicts a Thailand country because it also looks like the Philippines. I mean, it only shows that Thailand and the Philippines are the same. It has the same issues, which is poverty and the environment, because it shows there are a lot of garbages everywhere.
I keep on watching movies of Thai movies, but I didn't see kind of things like this. It's quite alarming. It's quite surprising.
I see a sea of garbage, and despite this, you can really see that some Asian nations are not equally progressive.
Also the same comment as the previous picture.
How about this one of Singapore?
This very much validates my previous reactions. That the development situation of each ASEAN country is varied. So some are very developed, some are not well developed or not very developed.
Singapore is a very pretty city and it's less, you cannot see a lot of poor people in the streets. So I guess it really shows the difference between Singapore and Philippines and Thailand.
Oh, very nice.
Comparing it to the other two countries.
It's more nice. I want to be there. I want to stay and live there.
In Singapore.
Yes.
It shows the realities in Asia that that there are some Asian nations that are very advanced and very progressive. However, there are also some Asian nations that are left out.
Finally, you'll be reacting to this picture.
It promotes cooperation between ASEAN nations, and despite their diversity, they're trying to cooperate and compromise with each other to attain development and progress.
It's ASEAN. I saw it. It's ASEAN. It's camaraderie with other nations.
Yes.
They're holding hands, so it means they're united. If we're going just to help each other, I think they're just going to be improved. I mean, they'll for example, Singapore, if they're really willing to help in Philippines and those of Thailand, maybe there's really a possibility nga mo-improve ang community. Kaya as I feel na ako, Singapore is more on technology, right? So if they can provide or just help them with those things, maybe ma-develop ang katong countries.
Despite the situation of difference in culture and difference in development standards or development situations, I still think that the ASEAN community can be very well integrated into one.
I guess it shows that ASEAN is a cooperation between many countries, but I can see that the members of those countries are Thailand, Philippines, and Singapore, and which is shocking because Singapore is a developed country while Philippines and Thailand has facing some issues. So I guess it shows the imbalance of both countries or the difference between both countries.
So you're saying that ASEAN is really beneficial to these countries?
Yes, I guess so. Because if Singapore is a member of ASEAN, then there is a chance that the Philippines and the Thailand can be like Singapore in the future if Singapore will help them.
In the video, what is common among the reactions of the respondents is their recognition of ASEAN's diversity, and there is a noticeable difference in the cultures and development situations among ASEAN member states. Yet, despite this diversity, they are surprised to know about the similarities in the problems that they encountered. ASEAN is exactly like that. It was an alliance created to promote economic and political cooperation by fostering dialogue among its 10 members: Brunei, Cambodia, Indonesia, Laos, Malaysia, Myanmar, the Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, and Vietnam. Yet, despite their differences in culture, ASEAN member states have always get along with each other in order to advance the interests of the region as a whole, including economic and trade development. However, it is also their differences and stand on certain issues that threaten to destroy the rapport of all the ASEAN member states. One example could be on how ASEAN should deal with China collectively. Some members are close to China and are hesitant to create an agreement that will destroy their relationship with the economic giant. Still, ASEAN's position in peace and order can stem from their strict compliance with the pledge of not having any nuclear weapons and agreeing to counter terrorism pacts that would allow countries to share intelligence on suspected terrorists and have an easier extradition process. With the advent of the ASEAN integration, Philippine students would be exposed to a new educational system that would help them to be at par with students abroad. As political science majors, it gives us new opportunities to be able to study in premier universities abroad and bring back what we've learned and apply it at home. It provides more job prospects to students since the region is becoming more open to all. Within the ASEAN, there are several programs that are helpful to many different sectors of society. ASEAN has taken the initiative to help find solutions for various world issues. 3 of those initiatives include culture, poverty, and pollution. For the first initiative, there have been many efforts done by ASEAN to help promote the cultural diversity of the region in order to emphasize awareness, as well as the preservation of a rich heritage. Several programs have been established with this goal in mind. One of the main bodies in this endeavor is the ASEAN Committee on Culture and Information, which seeks to promote effective cooperation through its actions. Some of these programs include the book Water, Unifying Force in ASEAN, and a symposium involving ASEAN museum directors and their engagement with the community. Second is the ASEAN's initiative on poverty reduction. In line with the MDGs in the region, the ASEAN leaders established a joint declaration on the attainment of the MDGs, as well as the development of a roadmap which would serve as a framework for collective action. Among the programs held by ASEAN to combat poverty and the ASEAN Health Program, which stresses its development gap and includes the documentation of best practices and challenges and sharing these with other member states. There is also the ASEAN Rural Youth Volunteers Movement and the ASEAN Plus 3 Village Leaders Exchange Program. Lastly, the final initiative involves the problem of pollution due to rapid increases in population, economic growth, and social inequalities. There has been massive pressure on both the environment and natural resources, leading to increasing levels of pollution. As far as programs are concerned, ASEAN is taking collective effort in order to achieve environmental sustainability by safeguarding its natural resources, as well as working globally to solve global environmental problems. The ASEAN integration is just one step to our ultimate goal of a much connected ASEAN community. Are you willing to take the next steps with us?